Hello, my name is Jennifer White, and I am a special education teacher and working with Jean. I had the opportunity to evaluate her recently, and I wanted to discuss some of my results and some goals I have for her and get your thoughts. I have talked to Jean's family, and they are a little bit concerned that she's not very verbal. They said her birth and was all typical. So there weren't any traumatic injuries with her birth, but they are a little bit concerned. She is able to follow a daily schedule, and she is delayed. It did take her longer to start crawling, walking, and then some of the normal progression that happens at that age. But they did mention she enjoys playing with her brothers and sisters. As far as the evaluation goes, we gave her 5 assessments. We gave her the Universal Nonverbal Intelligence Test. These are going to sound very complicated. The Woodcock-Johnson Test of Achievement 3, the Adaptive Behavior Assessment System 2, and the Wide Range Assessment of Visual Motor Abilities. It is a mouthful. And the Comprehensive Assessment of Spoken Language. With that, I will discuss some of her results. The first assessment was the Nonverbal Intelligence Assessment, and it kind of goes where you show pictures, and so she doesn't have to be speaking to be assessed in this assessment. And she was delayed in all of the categories, but she was even more delayed in reasoning and symbolic quotients. That means she's having some issues coming up with reasoning in her head. And symbolic quotient, it means like if we showed her some symbols, she couldn't quite put them together right, like symbols, images, pictures. She had a little bit of difficulty with that. And according to the Woodcock-Johnson test, she was, again, low in all of the categories, but she tested very low in math and writing. The average scores are around 90, and she got a 71 in broad reading. So, I mean, she was low, but not considered very low. But in math and writing, she got a 47 in math, a 62 in writing, so that was pretty low, but nothing surprising. We kind of expected this. As far as her the adaptive behavior assessment is one that I personally give her. It's not something she takes on her own, and she, as far as that concern, her daily living skills and motor skills, her socialization, her daily living skills, she was borderline low. And in communication and social living, so maybe her social skills in class and her ability to communicate so someone understands her, speak and understand, she scored extremely low in that. Something we can all work on. So it's great to get these assessments so we can make a plan moving forward to try to give her some accommodations, some modifications to help bridge that learning gap. In the Wide Range Assessment of Visual Motor Abilities, she scored, so the average score there is around 85, give or take. It's usually 100, but give or take 15. She scored a 62 in visual motor skills. She scored a 55 in visual spatial, like being able to visualize the space of something. And her fine motor is with a pegboard. She scored her lowest in the visual spatial, so she's having some visual spatial issues that we can work on. In her comprehensive assessment of spoken language, again, the average is 85, and she got in the low 60s for all of the categories. Lexical, semantics, composite, these are very complicated. Syntax, like how you say what you say, whether it is, and then she's being tested on her expressions, if she's being expressive when she speaks. And she got 6, so her lowest in that was 61 in lexical semantics. And I'll give you a copy of all of what this means. And then as far as that goes, I did create some goals for her. And for her daily living goal, I have a goal for her to pick out some items and match it. So she's going to have like a pencil and she's going to have to match that. So I will assign her to look at an image, and with that image, like at the beginning of class, I'll say, you need a pencil for this. And in a box, I'll have some random items, and she'll have to match the item that I give her. So it'll be a pencil or a glue stick. And we'll see how that goes. And hopefully this will get her with her spatial awareness a little better, because that was one of her lower ones. So visualizing things and being able to grab them. Another goal I have for her is to work on her organization skills and kind of her life skills things, and getting in the habit of writing her name and date at the top of all of her papers. So I will give her a piece of paper, and I will give her the instructions, explicit instructions, and tell her she needs to write her name and the date at the top of the paper. I will give her about 2 minutes to complete this task, and we'll watch and see how well she does. And this will get her prepared to move on, because in all of her classes she'll need that, and it'll help her knowing what day it is and how to write her name first and last. So with all of that, I'm going to assess her, watching her. I have a document where I'm going to assess her and mark it with me or staff. We'll watch her perform these tasks and rate how well she does. And we're going to use some of her student work samples and kind of keep a portfolio of all of this. And we will do quarterly progress reports. I will send you home how well she's doing on any of these. And if she's mastered her goals, we'll make new goals. I want to know if there's anything else that we need to work on. If you want me to work on anything, please let me know. Thank you. Bye.